What's good, Lost Gang? Today we're back with another mental health chat because it's very well needed all the time. So today's chat we're gonna be talking about 8 signs that you may be depressed.
Keep it tight like a family. Yeah, we keep it tight like a family. Yeah, we keep it tight like a family. LOSTGANG.
And that's not always a negative thing to find out, because then you can find ways to, change that and make a positive light out of the situation. But stay tuned to the end of the video because I have some new products to show you, and I'm going to tell you where I got them from, and it's super cool. And also I'm going to tell you a way you could get a shout out on my next video. So you have to watch the whole video to find out, because I might say it midway through or maybe at the end. You never know. So just watch the full video and then you won't miss out. So before I get started and even tell you guys all this knowledge that we need to know, because obviously we all might be feeling like we might be a little depressed during the quarantine, or we may have felt that we were depressed in our lives, and these are some signs, and other people be aware of people that are depressed because they'll know the signs and maybe they'll know how to interact better. Because I know at some points in my life I've been depressed and people around me have not known the signs, and it was literally a disaster. So here's some signs that you may be depressed, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Right into it. So the first thing on the list of, well, it's not in order of most important or anything, it's just 8 things that are signs that you might be depressed. And in my next video I'll show you, oh my gosh, I feel like something bit my arm. Never mind. And in my next video I'll do ways to fight depression. Maybe it'll be 8 ways, 10 ways, probably more than 8, because if I'm gonna do 8 signs, then I'm gonna do 10 ways to battle it. So stay tuned for the next video as well. But the first thing is, if you find yourself having little pleasure or no interest in doing things. And I know a lot of times you go to counseling and it'll have you fill out that sheet and it's like, do you have no interest in doing things? But that's a real thing. When you're depressed, even things that you might find normally make you happy, you have not too much pleasure in doing. Like, I know when I was depressed before in my life, people would tell me, oh, why don't you play soccer or do this and that, or do all these things that would normally make me happy. But in that time, it was literally felt like nothing can make me happy at all. So that's one of the signs, is little interest in doing things. And then if you see me looking over here, it's because I have notes. So the second thing is if you're having trouble falling asleep or staying asleep, or even if you're sleeping too much. So I know depression could a lot of times come with worry. So most of the time when you're worried, it makes you stay up at night. So you might have trouble falling asleep, or maybe you're having bad dreams and you have trouble staying asleep. Or when I was depressed at one point, I would come home from school and I would go to sleep at 6 p.m. and then I would wake up at 7 or whatever for school. But then every day I would go to sleep like immediately after practice or after I was finished with my homework, because I felt like there was no point in doing anything. So that's one sign that you might be depressed. Is if you're sleeping too much. And I know we're stuck inside, but you don't want to be sleeping, over, 10 hours is even enough. And some people need more sleep, some people need less, it seems like. The thing is, if you feel like you have no energy, like no matter how much you sleep, or if you're resting throughout your day and you still feel like you have no energy throughout your day to do anything, to get your schoolwork done, to get your work done, to if you have kids, to play with your kids, or to do anything of that sort. If you feel like no matter what you do, if you're, you know, trying to take vitamins or sleeping a lot and you still feel like you don't have any energy, it could be a sign that you may be depressed. The fourth thing is having poor appetite or overeat. Just like having little interest in doing activities, you have little interest in eating as well, or that could be one of the signs. So don't have all of them, and you might have some, you might have one, you might have 0, you might have 8. These are just some things that are signs. You don't really eat too much throughout the day like you normally would, or you eat way too much, like you're, you know, suppressing your emotions with eating, or just overeating, and that could be really deteriorating to your physical health as well, so you don't want to overeat, and that's also a sign of depression. The fifth thing is feeling guilty or feeling like you're failing, and I know that's something that we could feel a lot of times, you know, stuck in the house in the quarantine. You could feel, you know, like you're not doing enough, or you might feel guilty for being stuck inside the house, or you might feel like guilty for feeling unmotivated, or you might feel guilty for any of the above reasons, like I said. But that could be a sign of you being depressed. You should not feel guilty for going through stuff at this time, or not being able to do stuff at this time, because there's a lot of things that we're all limited on, and it's all just doing the best you can with your life. You know, you can't always be a superhero, and you gotta put your mental health first, and you can't just go and not think of how you feel. So that's a sign, is feeling guilty or feeling like you're failing. Next, this is one that I know I had when I was depressed, is like a lot of trouble concentrating. Like, no matter if I was doing my homework, or I was at school listening to something, or I was at soccer practice, or my mom was talking to me, or my friends were talking to me, or anything, I would have trouble concentrating on what they were saying, or on what the task was that I was supposed to do. Like, I'll forget things all the time, and that could be a sign that you're depressed, because, you know, your mind's just thinking about a lot of things, or you're just too gloomy to even think about all the responsibilities that you may have. Number 7, I never experienced this one, but number 7 is like things are going in slow motion, or speaking slow, or things of that sort. This hasn't necessarily happened to me, so I don't know exactly how this feels, but it is one of the common signs, is you speak slowly, you feel like things are moving slowly, and it could be a kind of a state or a mindset that depression puts you in. So that's one of the signs of depression, is feeling like things are moving slowly or speaking slowly. So if you notice that, you know, don't necessarily call someone out, or like, you know, just give people their space. You never know what people are going through. And the last thing is obviously the worst, not the worst, but one of the things that you don't want to let yourself get to, and that's having thoughts of self-harm, or even self-harm itself. If you're doing those things, or you're having those type of thoughts, it could be a sign that you're depressed. And if you are having those feelings, then you need to speak to someone immediately, because those are not thoughts that you want to play around with, and it's something that you should take seriously, because people love you, and we all, shoot, I love you if you're watching this right now at this point. So don't take that lightly, and that is a sign of depression as well. So those were the 8 signs of depression. If you watch this all the way through, I love you, and I'm going to tell you the way to get a shout out in my next video, and that is just to like this video, hit the bell, and then if YouTube allows comments on this video, comment and say that you watched the full video. Just put watch the full vid or whatever. or if it doesn't allow comments, then message me on Instagram and say that you watched the full video, and I'll know what you're talking about, and then you'll get a shout out on the next video. And last but not least, I have some products to show you. I'm gonna put their Instagram right here, and you guys could go check them out like immediately, because I thought it was super cool as soon as I got it. I got two things, okay? They're called, got it. And they're aromatherapy bead car fresheners. So they're made out of aromatherapy beads. This one's shaped like a cow, and they smell super amazing. And this one right here is called Honey Crisp. This one is my favorite smelling one out of the two that I got so far. But it's these, and you hang them, if you see the string, you hang them on your car like a car freshener. So they'll hang like this, and they're actually really cute. And then it'll make your car smell amazing, and they're aromatherapy beads, and they're handmade, so it's really important to support your small businesses. So check them out, and again, their Instagram, I put it up here, it'll be up here. But yeah guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.
Keep it tight like a family. Yeah, we keep it tight like a family. Yeah, we keep it tight like a family. LOSTGANG.